All right, looks like we're headed towards live. Bear with me for 20 seconds. And it looks like we're back. Okay. Turn 5. And we have literally just gone through the weather and initiative phase and the electronic detection phase, and we are about to do the special operations phase, which is in fact the first special spec ops phase for the initiative turn player only. Excuse me. Oh, we got a couple people already. Look at you guys jamming in. Tony. And the original Grogda. Devin, what's going on? All right, good to see you guys. The rest of you guys that are chiming in or tuning in, I should say, please say hi so we know who we're dealing with. Had a reasonably crappy day today, so I'm going to try and be positive and uplifting while we blow shit up. Okay, so we're going to do SOF. And there is a, a process here, very straightforward. Special Forces missions can take on one of 3 types. They can be a raid, they could be a targeting, which is basically a detection, or a recon, which is detection. So there's raids and recon, and then on a sort of sneaky section on the side here, there's a targeting opportunity. I also see that there's detection on the track that you can do as well, but we're not trying to do that this turn. We're just here to see what sort of mayhem we can cause for the enemy. I'll give you a quick little recap of what's going on over there. I do want to show you just rapidly over here. I've got 4 missions stacked up here. 3 against the SAM track and 1 against the detection track. Which reminds me, I do have the opportunity as the Chinese, I believe, to repair my detection, and I think I can do that. So I will have to make a note. Let me make a note. I know it's 2 supply points or something like that, but I need to make sure that we do that later on, and I will just readjust it after these losses here. So let's see, detection track, PRC, price. Detection track, PRC, price to repair. Alright, sorry for that delay. Pretty exciting so far. I mean, you got to admit, 3 minutes of absolutely nothing. Hey, Brian. Okay, here we go. To move the floor-based light switch so I don't step on it and turn the lights out. So the first thing we want to do, in fact, I rolled for 1 already, but we'll just do them all again here. Let's see. First things first. I'm interested in conducting a detection action against this mobile supply unit here so that I can air raid or cruise missile the crap out of it. And that sounds like a great idea. So I'm just going to roll a d10 and we'll see what the result is. The result is a measly 5. So put that 5 down there. And that was a recon mission in rough terrain. It's a MSU or a ground unit. Oh, so we're going to be sweet. We need a 6 or less, and I'll show you the charts. I've got the stand down fairly low. There's the chart. Raids on the left, recon on the right, your terrain, and obviously your die roll and result sets. And we'll explain the X's, 2s, and 1s as we get to them, if we get to them. Don't get to them, then you'll never know. All right, so that was successful. So we put a detection on that bad boy right there. He goes back to the pile. He goes into the use bucket, and we'll roll for all those guys at the end. I like to just do all that with a handful of dice. And let's see, what else was I going to do here? Right, I'm going to... Why did I have these here? Because they were... targeting. That's right, we're targeting. So the blue die will be the chaps on the left, and the white die will be the chaps on the right, and I'm doing the top unit in each case because I think you've got to do it per unit. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. Did I say blue dye on the left? Oh, I forget now. I really have a memory like a sieve sometimes. Let's just put it like that. It doesn't matter. Is Braxton here? What's up, Braxton? Okay, so where did we get to? Sevens. Sevens on targeting. Is that what I was doing? I think I was. 7 is a crap roll. Do I get to subtract anything because I'm awesome? Nope. What about because I'm American or South Korean? I look like all the guys that are there. No. So they all fail. Okay, that was special. Where is my tweezers? I'm going to need them. You know, just deciding to go live at any moment is always fun. Alright, so those two failed. They don't get a DRM. I don't think we're going to get too much of a DRM when we do the elimination phase. Now, I had, was that it? I think that's all I had. Okay. I've now got these 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that we're going to run off on the SAM track for the People's Republic of China. So I'm going to roll 4 dice. They're all the same. Doesn't matter what order they go in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here they go. So we'll just see. We're looking for. Okay. Find another die. We had this problem last time, didn't we? Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to get 1 and a 3, and these two are going to be shit. Nothing. I mean. Right, what was I doing? Recon or raid? I think I said targeting, but I meant raid is what I meant. So let me see. How does this work again? Detection track, that's right. Okay, I rolled a 0, so I get a -2 to that. So we're going to move the SAM track down 2 to 3. That is an awesome roll, by the way. And what else was good? 3. And 3 is going to drop it down another 1. So the SAM track has gone from 5 to 2. That's good stuff for the Americans because they were starting to take a few hits from lucky detection rolls. And I really want to mitigate that. And because we did so well with those SOF rolls over here, sorry for the high-speed camera move. Because we did well with moving this down here, that will help us. That means we're not going to have to invest in placing air onto that and getting involved in that game. I do have 1 soft left to do there. I rolled a 9. That's no good, so he will stay there and he goes back in the bucket. So let's now roll for death of the units. Now, what did I just do with them all? Here they are. Okay, so now we're going to go through the exercise of rolling for who was eliminated and who is not. All of the allies all basically get the same, I think. I think Rock gets a -1 though. So there they all are. All right, there's those there. And I tend to use all of mine in the first phase, which is probably not good gameplay. There's 2 special forces phases that you can use units in, and I just use them all in the first one because I want to know what I have available to me in terms of what I can raid and what I can't raid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice. 3, 4, 5 dice. So, you know, basically anything, actually all these guys are going to survive. Can I lose a guy? I don't think I can lose a guy on the elimination roll because it's a 7, right? Yes, 7 is eliminated. Equal to or greater than 7. I get -3 for the US, so they can't die. I keep forgetting that. A goofball. But we can kill off these chaps. So let's see if we're going to roll 3 of these. They only get a -1. Okay, that guy's okay. That guy's okay. And then I thought that was a 9. That guy's okay as well. So everybody survived. They all go in the use pile. I haven't lost a SOF guy yet. So that's actually goodness. All right. So Special Forces did its job. We knocked down the SAM track. We knocked down the detection. We did not knock down the detection radar stuff for the air war, but we did get put a spotting on the MSU over here, this mobile supply unit. Now, what would have been cool is next phase, if I had kept a soft guy, I could have put another mission here and put a targeting on there, and then reduced my die roll by 1 to assist in the kill on the mission. You know, they will laze the targets in and stuff like that, which is always fun. All right, -3 on the SAM, and we've got to remember to check the PRC detection track repair that I did not do at the end of the last turn. It would be unkind of me not to let the poor bastards fix that a little bit. So we'll get into that in just a minute. Now, we did that. Move all these dice out of the way. Air naval phase, air superiority. We don't go through air superiority, which is one of the things I did wrong in the first turn. It's not a big deal, because it's always fun to have a little air combat, but it's assumed that there is no superiority and it's contested the entire time, and so both sides just kind of go at it. I'm having issues with my chair at the moment, so you're gonna have to bear with me. If I hear me grunting and groaning, it's because I'm trying to move this friggin' thing. So air superiority, air sortie, not happening for that. We don't move the wax advantage because it's up to 4. So now we're going to go the second special ops phase, and we're not going to do that. So we're going to move straight into the first strike phase, which will allow both players to conduct strikes by allocating cruise missiles, air strikes, attack helicopter strikes, and/or HQ strikes against eligible targets within range. Okie dokie. Now, the second special operations phase, the only reason we would want to do that is if I was attempting as the PRC player to do a detection or a raid with my special forces. Now, unfortunately, I have 2 left now. I have 2. I got 1 last turn, I think it was, or the turn before. So it might be worthwhile trying to do a special operations. For instance, on this guy here, put a targeting. The problem that's going to happen here is if I put a target on this guy, he's going to get whacked by the American air superiority, and they'll get intercepted, and my air is going to die. So it's going to be to no effect. So the other question is, can I try and do a raid on these HQs and do some sort of damage that way? So these 2 guys will indeed go in and do a raid. The red die will be the dude on the left, and the white die will be the dude on the right. I said red was left. See, I remember that time. That was actually a 2. And this guy was a 7. So the raid on the Brave Marines is a 2. It's not occupied by a brigade. That's battalion sized. Headquarters count as less than a brigade when alone. It's in woods. Flat Woods, HQ. I'm looking. I needed a 2, so I took it. That guy takes a 1 strike. So that's going to impact his ability to support combat this turn, which is a big deal. So that was a good job for them. Let's roll for losses on those guys. They get a plus. Oh, you know what? I should have had a +1 on those raid rolls. +1 for the raid rolls. I probably would have lost. I think I would have lost 1 of my soft and 1 of my. If I recall the rolls in my mind, I think I would have lost a soft and a rock. Sorry, a US and a rock special forces unit. So we'll move those off. Okay, here we go. No deduction for the PRC. First guy rolls a 1, so he's good. Second guy rolls a 5, and he is good. So they both go off, and they can come back and be used next turn. They go to the used bucket, which is not the eliminated bucket, which is nice for a change. Okay. I see a few people coming in and going. Hey, Greg, JTM, what's going on? All right. So, Special Forces raids done. We got a strike marker on those guys. Now we're going to go to the first strike phase, and we are going to go through this exercise. Now we're supposed to do this in an alternating fashion. So I suppose to do this accurately, we can do that. The Russians, the PRC have 7 cruise missiles left. I'm going to use these counters here to mark them. And the Americans have 4 cruise missiles, and I'm going to use these to mark them. All right? I'll use these guys for them. Now, if I'm adjacent, you're detected. So I'm going to put a cruise missile strike on this stack. Is there an HQ in here? No, there's not. And I'm kind of shit out of luck when it comes to targets for this, because I can certainly attack this guy. Let's put 2 cruise missiles on that dude. And there's 1 HQ that's spotted there. We'll put 1 on that guy. And see, I'm supposed to alternate, but I'm going to put 1 on here. I'm going to put 2 on here, and I'm actually going to put 3 cruise missiles on this MSU. The reason why I'm doing that, actually, you know what? Let's keep 1 in abeyance. Let's keep 1 available for later. And these guys used 1, 2, 3. So I need to drop that down, the track down by 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. I think that's a good thing. There we go. Now, so we allocate all those and we can resolve them now as well. So let's open the page and go to the cruise missile strike section on the advanced strike table, and we'll just start rolling a single die. We'll do the first 2 here. Let's do the first 2 here with a black and a blue. I'll roll a 3 and a 2. That headquarters is going to have a bad day. A 3 and a 2 there. On the cruise missiles, a 3 is going to be 2 hits, and then a 2? A 2 is going to be 2 hits. Alright, so that is going to, there are no mods, I don't believe, and there are no intercepts on this. So I think that's going to take out, that's going to make this guy lose a step, is what's going to happen here. So he gets flipped over. And I believe that he will not have any mission capability this turn. No strikes available. So that was pretty powerful. I think that's how it works. I have actually forgotten how it works, and I'm half making it up as we go along. I can look it up in a second. I just thought we'd try and, wow, the PRC is rolling well. A 3. So that is 2 hits, if I believe. Yeah, that's 2 hits with a cruise missile. That guy's detected, so oops, this guy is going to take a whacking, step loss, and I think he goes upside down as well. And he is still detected there. Alright, that's good shooting. Alright, we better grab a different die since that one rolled so low. To resolve the American double whammy on this mobile supply unit. And the first one goes in at a 5. Let's roll another die. 5 and an 8 is going to be a miss. Yes, so a 5 is only going to be 1 hit. So we're just going to put a strike 1 on that guy, on the MSU, which is really not going to have too much effect. So I'm probably going to have to follow up with airstrikes on that guy. That was 2 hits there. Let's see. Oh, and I was going to do this HQ here. Here we go. Rolled a 2. That's good. That's 2 hits. So that's going to be a 2 strike. You know what? I did 4 on this guy, didn't I? So 2, and then 1 more is a flip, and then I think the 4th one is going to end up with a strike on it. I am going to have to look that up. Okay. Shouldn't take too long. Bear with me. Strikes and hits. Unit damage. Yeah, take a step loss. and remove the marker. If the unit receives a step loss result, remove the step and the strike marker. Okay, so yeah, I think that's gonna come off because it was 2 in the same strike. So that will just be like this. And this guy, for the HQ, he's gonna lose. Yeah, remove this marker. He takes a step loss. It's not 2 strikes, it's a step loss. All right. Okay. Now, the PRC gets to allocate its airstrikes and helicopter strikes and escorts. I have some fairly crappy air at the moment. All of my air, except for 2, have taken hits. And I'm probably going to save them for combat, so I am not going to allocate any air. This guy is just... He's going to have to provide defensive support for these 2 probably, so he's not going to do any strikes. And there's another HQ in here somewhere. Oh no, it's off board. Here it is here. And he is not going to do any strikes. So there were no strikes by the PRC. Hey Kyle, how you doing, man? Okay. So I really want to not... Okay, so there's that. Let's just not... So now US allocates... Allies allocate wild weasel strikes, airstrikes, helicopter strikes, and escorts. I am going to do a wild weasel, and because I want to keep bashing on the SAM tracks for the bad guys. And I have 2 wild weasel units, I believe. I'm going to put a hefty escort on. Give them a 5-0. Actually, you know what? Those Marines can stay here. Or Navy, whatever they are. And they're going to be escorted by these guys. So these guys are going to go in. I am not going to resolve these wild weasel attacks right at this moment, because there are a couple of rules I want to look up. And because they deal with the tracks, actually they have to go first. So I have to do them. All right, fine. We'll just work this out. So let's see. We've got a roll for detection, and I had said that I was going to look up the detection, see how it's all integrated here. So me trying to push things off is making life difficult. Okay, recovery and repair. Air defense strikes, here it is. It's 4, yeah, I knew there's 4 max, but it's 2 SP during the reorg phase, which was earlier on, and I think we've got to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. 4 maximum, 1 to 1. Okay, so if I could put the detection back up to where it started, which was 5, and we're going to spend 2 SP to do that. And if we want the SAMs back up, well, they were at their maximum, so we can't put them. I can't put them back up. We can put that detection track up because it lost 1 last turn, so it's now back up to 5. Sorry, back up to. I'm going to spend 4. And, no, that's right. Back up to 5. Okay. I would have to spend 4, and then it comes down to 5. Okay. Sorry for rambling. It's been a long, hard day today, relatively speaking. Okay, so now we're going to do this wild weasel crap. There is not going to be any interception because the PRC are chicken shits, and they're not going to take. They've had their asses kicked by the Americans a lot. The die mods on these aircraft are horrendous. But I tell you what, you know what might be fun? It might be fun for you to see a combat. If you want to see that, I'll show you how deadly these are, and we may or may not keep these results. So I've got 1 fighter and I've got 1 fighter bomber here. Let's say we've got to roll for the detection first to see if we could even intercept. So we're going to do that. Advanced detection. I'm on the 5 column. I'm going to roll, there's 2 attacks. I'm going to roll 2 dice. The blue one, it doesn't matter, either one. 1 misses completely, so there will be no intercept. And 1, we get a 1. So what's that? 1's going to be early detection. So I could actually send 2 aircraft out. We'll just do this one. or this one. This is the best one. We'll do the best one. Give the Chinese a bit of a chance since they're getting their asses kicked. So I could send 2 units out. So here's what we're going to do. Let me just check that I can do that and make sure that there are no... Oh, it's a +1 for the wild weasel. Does that bump it off? It does. It bumps it off. Early detection. Shit. Okay, so they can't do that. Additional DRMs. Allies only, of course. Alright, so we're only going to get to do SAMs. See, it's really hard to get the... To actually get to the point where you're allowed to intercept. And that's one of the things that's different with this game than Third World War. So here we go. We get to do SAM fire against this stack. So I'm going to roll on the 5 column, no, on the 2 column for SAM, which is pretty bad. I've got to roll basically a 3 or less to do anything useful. Oh, was rolled off a 0. I rolled an 8. And that's blurred. So there we go. So these guys get through and their attack is going to go in. And we're going to do this this strike with a wild weasel with a strength of 3 going in. These guys can go back to the ready box, or to the flown box I should say. So I've got a 3 and a 4 going in. So we'll do red is a 4 and white is a 3. Red is a 4. There we go. So it's like this. So the 3 strength chap doing the tracks, I said is a what? Roll a 4. There's a miss, and a 7 is going to be a miss as well. Well, that sucks. So there's your wild weasels. Pretty exciting, huh? I actually thought that was going to be a lot better than that. Usually, were there any DRMs? I don't think there are. Oh, pilot skill. Crap. Pilot skill -2. I said that was a 4. You guys are not helping at all. I rolled a 4. -2 gets me to a 2. That's going to be a 1 hit. Let me just put that down. That was a 4. That's going to be 1 hit. And let's make sure there's nothing that bounces it up versus the AAA track. Nope. Those PRC cruise missiles should have had a +2 on them. That's awesome. That's a good time to know that. Okay, so I'm knocking down the detection track by 1 for this wild weasel, because he had a crew rating of 2. Okay, that's why. They all get back safely. They land. That's wild weasels. Okay, let's carry on. This is a lot easier to do when it's just me here and trying to talk through everything with you while I'm doing it. Okay, so now I'm going to do airstrikes. Well, we're going to have to hit this fella, right? So I'm going to bring the pain. I'm bringing the pain. Where is a ground strike of 5? And I will bring some protection, because who's your mama? And we will do this. So let me see if that's going to be enough. I really want to knock this this unit out if I can. Yeah, this should be good enough. But I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's do this. Let's bring this 1 extra army guy in as well. Okay, so now I'm doing standoff attack. Well, no, it's long range. So there's no there is no SAM. Now that we can roll for early detection, and I will, and I miss it, and I roll a 4. So there is no early detection, so there's no interceptor required. He goes back and he is flown, so escort or whatever. So now let's do the 5 with standoff. He's not going to be attacked by the SAM because he's at range. I believe that's how that works. And so I'm going to roll the die, look him up on the table. Oh, God bless it! I rolled a frickin' 9. So that is going to be over here. 5. He's in rough terrain. 9 is a miss. I am going to get the pilot, which is a -1. That's going to make it an 8. come on. I'm looking at the DRMs here to see if there's anything, and there's nothing. There's nothing. So that's a miss. Well, lucky I put this other guy in. So here we go, 2. And he rolls a 1. Okay, that's good. Can you see that? There you go. Okay, now I'm going to go to the 2 strength. He rolls a 1. Well, he's going to get a -1. That makes it a 0, which is still a 1 result. So that flips to a 2. Bugger. Okay, so we didn't kill it. Oh, we get attacked by AAA on the way out. Let's do local AA on the way out. 2 sevens. That's going to be nothing. Those guys go back to the flown. Hey David, how are you? Alright, let's see. What did we get to? That was air on that detected unit. I'm going to hit this HQ now. I think I'm supposed to allocate all the missions first, but let's pack this slightly weakened A10 in, and this dude in. And we'll pop 1 escort just in case, since it's a headquarters unit that we're attacking. They might want to protect it. Okay, so these are... Wow, look at that guy. Look at that guy. Well, that's a F-35A, which seem to be highly overrated at the moment. I am probably not going to use that to do this. Let's find another unit that's more appropriate that could do standoff strike and not face SAM attack, and I guess it'll have to be this little dude. So 2 A10s. Alright, 2 A10s and Army escort. So there we go. So we're going to roll for early detection to see if the Soviets or the PRC, if they want to try and find us. They have detection of 4. I rolled a 2. We get a +1 though. No, that's a wild weasel. So a 2 is going to be detected. So they will be attacked by SAM, but there is no intercept. So let's do SAM on these guys here. I think we roll for each aircraft. Sound right? I think we do. Here we go. So I'm going to do the 2, 1 and 2 will be red and blue. Red and blue, 6 and 3. Red and blue, 6 and 3. I said SAMs, didn't I? Now the SAM track is down on a 2, so a 3 is going to be a +1. Let's just use this to remind me. There's a +1 on that guy. All right. +1 on that guy. They need to have a little, they don't really need them, I guess, but it would be convenient to have something, a blank counter that has numbers on it. Just go, oh, this is going to have a DRM against it, which you'll see in a sec. Okay, so that's the SAM attack for those 2 guys. And I need to attack this chappie as well. He gets a 6, so he's okay. Because the SAMs are at 2 rated. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, so, in fact, I think the escort goes away anyway. They don't get attacked. As I'm thinking through this in my head. So this attack goes in, and this goes in with a DRM of 1. And we have pilot skill to adjust for. So this is going to be a strength of 3. And see, that's just where I kind of screwed that up, is because they're long range, so they don't get attacked, as far as I'm aware. Even if they're detected, I don't believe they get attacked by the SAMs. But we've done it now. We're just going to roll with it. So now we're going to do this attack. It's a 3 on the 3 table and the strike table. I roll a 9, so he does nothing. That was expensive. Now this dude is on the 2 table, and he rolls. Oh, so I dropped the die, but he did roll a 3. Now, and he has no pilot mod, unfortunately. So that becomes a 4 on the 3 table in the clear. In the clear. In the clear. Where's the flat, is what they call it. And I said 2 strength, and that becomes a net 4, just makes a hit. So that's going to put a strike on that guy, which is good. because it's going to have a negative effect on that HQ, which has already been flipped over. So one more strike and he's in trouble. Okay. I guess they're supposed to get hit by AA on the way out, so we'll do that. An 8 and a 4. 4 on the AA track is going to be, what strength are they? 2. Yeah. That says +1. So what does that mean? I'm going to ignore that and just pretend that didn't happen. I think maybe that was supposed to happen beforehand. I don't know. Confusion reigns when it comes to the air defense tracks. Okay. Hey Greg, how you doing, man? All right. Let's see. That was Wild Weasels, helicopters, strikes, and escorts. I'm not doing any helicopter strikes. They're for suckers. DPRK attempts local detection. That's not going to happen. PRC attempts detection of Wild Weasel strikes, targeting its air defenses. We did that. We did these. I guess I've kind of skipped through here, but we resolved the Wild Weasel attacks. I guess technically the DPRK could have done local detection themselves against those strikes, even though they were against allied, PRC forces. Masamanas. Okay, PRC attempts detection. We did that on all allied strikes. Yeah, see, what we're supposed to do here is allocate all this crap and then resolve it in a sequence here, so that each side kind of gets a bite at the cherry a little bit. So I guess we kind of screwed that up. And this is a unique sequence of play here. All the blue, if you can see the blue versus the black, the blue writing is added in because this is technically a 3-player game. All right. Allies could then detect any PRC strikes, of which there are none. The PRC resolves attacks and then alternating the PRC, and then the Allies resolve HQ strikes. I might want to do HQ strikes. And I think we should allocate those. I know there are going to be none for these guys, but the US will definitely put some hurt on some folks. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This HQ, the 3rd MEF here, he's gonna try and 1, 2, 3, 4 hit that HQ, and I need to hit this unit right here as well. And I will use 1, 2, 3, 4. I will use these HQs here to do that. And these HQs will strike here. Okay, let's do the MEF first. They have a strength of 5, which is very strong. We're attacking stuff in the open, so that's the flat terrain. So pretty much anything except for a 7, 8, well, 7, 8, or 9 is going to do some damage here. And of course it's a 7. So that's 1. That was my last chance to get that guy too. Crap. Alright, well, these two dudes are going to strike this unit. 2 dice. A 0 and a 2. That's going to hurt. Alright. A 0 and a 2 with a strength of 4. It's not a strength of 4, actually. It's a US headquarters. And these are not US headquarters, they're ROC headquarters. So they're other HQs. And they are attacking something in the flat terrain, even though it's a city that's actually in flat terrain. It's not urban. So I rolled a 0 and a 2. A 0 is going to be 2 hits, and a 2 is going to be 1 hit. So that is, 2 hits is going to put a step loss on that guy. And then he's going to get, the next attack will be a 1. I'm pretty sure that's right. Ah, crap. Alright, where's my tongs? Okay. So that's that, and that was these two chaps here. So we're going to turn them one, because they have 2 shots each a turn. These 2 guys are going to fire this. Consider these coordinated artillery strikes and stuff like that. So we'll do the first strike. Oh, a 1. But that's in urban, and that is a ROC headquarters in urban. So that's still good though. That's 1 strike. No, don't drop it. Okay. On the top unit, and then we're going to hit again, and this time it's a 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 in urban. That is a miss. That's a good shot, dude. All right. I need to take a couple of pictures of some of this stuff. Let me get the other camera. Okay, so that was a 1 strike here. Now what that 1 strike is going to do to this guy is reduce his effectiveness rating by 1 when we go into the combat phase eventually, when we eventually get there. Right, let's see. Is that all the strikes I want to do? I believe it is, because it's pretty much all the HQs I have in this area. We're going to turn these. I do have 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could probably hit. I wonder if I'm allowed to hit with multiple HQs. Can I hit the same hex? Or can each hex only be hit once? That would be my concern there, that I'm being unkind and unfair. HQ strikes, come on. Where are you? Formation, HQ strikes. May be made against any detected ground combat unit, HQ or MSU, strike range, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Okay, apply a +1 to the DRM to the strike. Hang on a second. Oh, if the firing HQ is taking a strike, yes. Interdiction strikes. Ooh. Well, everyone's here already. There's no point doing interdiction. I was gonna do that last turn. I could probably interdict this road here. There's reinforcements coming, but I'm thinking the Yanks are going to get in. They've just got to get 1. Well, they've actually got to get both those hexes. So much for that bullshit. All right. I think that's good. I think we are doing it correctly. So that means I will put a 1, 2, 3, 4th strike on that guy, 3rd strike on that guy, whatever it is. Where's the die? I think 6 is going to suck. There's a little mosquito that is buzzing around me that is really freaking annoying. Go away. Yeah, it's a miss. And there are no DRMs here for any of this stuff. I don't believe. No. Okay. All right. Supply phase. Okay, so that's got us through the first strike phase, and that's 43 minutes of me bumbling through things pretty badly, actually. Little presumptuous of me to jump in and play without kind of clearing my head before the day was over. So I tell you what, I'm happy to. I think it's probably worthwhile stopping here and picking up at some later point with movement and combat, because it's going to take a fair bit of thinking before I can really make any informed choices about what I want to do and how I want to do it. And primarily because these 2 hexes have to be captured. It's not the outskirts out in city. These city hexes out here. These 4, any 2 of these 4, it's these 2, and so there was quite a bit of a skirmishing and battling going on to capture this. We're trying to clear this hex right now. The Marines and the 82nd Airborne had a vicious fight to take that hex, and are now trying to clear that hex. As you can see, the units out of supply. There are units isolated. It's just a freaking beatdown. The reason why these guys are isolated is because they don't have a line of communication back due to zones of control to a supply source, which is actually here, or an urban center. And some of these Chinese units don't have. That's going to go out of supply probably. No, that'll be in supply. but it may have had to be isolated. I'm not sure. So that I might have to review that. Heavy fighting. Got to capture these two. It's going to take a while for us to think through what we should do. So I will let you guys go. I see we just had a couple of people join, so I'm sorry you missed the tail end. You're just coming in on the tail end. I may get online later on. Otherwise, I'll just play through and do some recording and let you know what happened. Thanks very much for joining in. I really appreciate you guys checking in. All the best, guys.